Back on the air tonight, it is PSN Hockey on LeagueGaming.com, and we are bringing you a live look-in on the AHL PSN on the final night of the season. A few games still mean something in tonight's matchups, and so we're going to talk about them, mostly coming from the Western Pacific, where three teams are vying for the final playoff spot in that division. Hi, everyone. T-Sibs with you, and we will be on tonight for these games and for some other games that are going on. A couple of other big teams are playing each other, and we'll talk about those games as well. We're going to try and bring you both the 9:30 and 10:30 games, especially if they still mean something in the Western Pacific. So we'll venture to get those on for you as soon as possible. But right now, we're going to at least try and look into a couple of games that are getting ready to get going now, and that is Texas Stars, who are taking on the Tucson Roadrunners. The Roadrunners are one of those teams in the Western Pacific who have a good shot at a playoff right now and are trying to make their way into the playoffs with a couple of wins today, if that's at all possible. So that team is waiting right now. Tucson is waiting for their invite, and as soon as that comes in, we will take a look at that game as soon as possible. Couple of other games to look into here. We've got another game that's getting ready to go, and that's San Diego and San Jose. And as soon as that game comes live, we'll bring that to you as well. Teams are still trying to get together there, and we'll take a look at that in a few minutes. But again, three teams, the Roadrunners, the Gulls, and, of course, the Bakersfield Condors, all in incredibly close proximity to each other right now. Only 2 points separating these three teams. And Tucson right now at 86 points. San Diego and Bakersfield are at 84, and that's with, of course, 80 games played. Everyone has 2 games tonight, and that'll be the end of the regular season. So with that matchup going on tonight, and with that final playoff spot up for grabs, we're going to try and take a look at those games, if at all possible, and stay on them as much as we can. Obviously there are some other interesting games going on tonight. You've got the Moose and the Wild going up at 9:30. We may take a look into that one as well, and get some idea of what's going on with that game. Two teams, the top 2 teams in that division, top 2 teams in the league, and so certainly could wind up being a President's Trophy ramification here. Obviously, it would certainly have a lot to do with it. So, Manitoba 62-13-5, Iowa 63-12-5. So, 2 teams who have done incredibly well. If Iowa can win this one, they'll clinch the President's Cup, the best record in the league. If Manitoba wins, then it'll take the 10:30 game to try and figure out what's going to go on there. Let's see. Still waiting on those Western Conference games to start up, and hopefully we'll have them start up very soon. Hence the reason why I went on at 9:30, because you never know when these things are going to take place. So we're going to try and endeavor to get these on as soon as everyone gets ready. Tucson seems to be in their locker room, and judging by the way we had some issues with trying to get lineups going last night in Texas, it may very well be an issue over there. We'll hopefully have something soon on that. We'd like to be able to see that game play if at all possible. Certainly a very important game, and you want to see these games played late in the season. You don't want to see forfeits, and unfortunately it's not always in the control of the GMs and the AGMs. They try and get people together. They try and get TCs, but so late in the season, and now with CHL into their playoff week, it's hard to sometimes get guys available. So we're looking to try and get those on air as soon as we can. In another game later on tonight, Chicago and Manitoba, the 10:30 game, and that'll be a fun one to watch as well. So judging by what goes on in the Western Pacific, if nothing has been decided, or actually if everything has been decided, and if Tucson's able to take this and the other 2 teams don't, they would probably clinch it at that point. So we would maybe bring you that Chicago and Manitoba game. So, of course, nothing ever gets off on time. When you get a chance, if you want to hit us up on the message board on the YouTube stream, give us your thoughts about what's going on in the league right now. Week 9 about to close up, and if you've got some early thoughts and ideas about what you think is going to happen in the playoffs, feel free to put it in there in the YouTube top chat box, and we'll definitely talk about that a little bit. It always comes down to the last week or so, and we certainly had plenty of interesting games because of other divisions that wound up, being a little tighter than we expected, and but everything kind of worked out a little bit earlier. Wilkes-Barre Scranton has taken that 4th spot. Bridgeport's officially out of the playoffs now, as is Milwaukee as well. That was an interesting situation there in Milwaukee. The Admirals now 7 points behind Rockford, and of course that can't be made up with the they have apparently one less game is showing up. So even if they got 2 points there, they still only have 2 games left, and I don't believe they have a chance to make it in as far as that's concerned. So. But watching Milwaukee kind of fall off the face there, and Rockford has played, very good hockey. Their last 10, 8-1-1 in their last 10 games, and they've been playing well for a couple of weeks. So give credit to the Ice Hawks for pushing their way in the Western Central. You got 3 tough teams, and everyone else is fighting for the 4th spot, and Rockford found a way to get in there and make it. So we will talk a little bit more about them on Sunday and what's going on there. Meanwhile, we're taking a look at a couple of locker rooms where teams are still trying to get things together, and I see Roadrunners are still waiting on the Texas Stars to show up for this one. So we'll try and see if we got any games here we could show you that are going on right now as we vamp along here. Hershey is taking on Bridgeport, and I guess that game is underway right now, and I guess we could take a look at this one and give you at least something to watch right now while this game is going on. But we'll get to that in a minute. Right now, no score there early in the first period, and we'll show you that one if these other games don't get going soon. It looks like like we said, Tucson is in their locker room. We've got let's see, what is the other game we've got here showing up? I believe we had Condors and Rain. Not sure about that, but anyway, looks like we've got the Gulls and the Barracuda showing up. FKN Kamish is streaming the game live. You're going to see him in the lower right-hand box. You can thank him for the feed of this game, and we'll go to that and let you see this one and listen to this game as we wait for some of the other games to show up and start. And if you like watching adorable little kitties, you can do that as well.
Welcome to the clan, helping you get a bigger litter box.
Still waiting again for other games to show up here and to start up, and as soon as we get something happening, we will definitely show you that. Anyway, you can look at the Gulls game here and see this matchup, a very important one for the San Diego Gulls, who, as we mentioned, are clinging on here to a playoff spot, or trying to anyway.
Work there. Oh, give me that puck. Right behind. Good stop.
Yeah, that's it. Thank you. Good job.
Got it. I must have a lag or something here. Let me compensate. Oh, that works. That works.
Yes, nice pass.
Beautiful.
Beautiful fucking pass. Nice finish, too.
See San Diego taking the early 1-0 lead here. Bakersfield, Ontario, they're underway now also in the first period, about the same amount of time.
Stop, Warren. I want to hear that a lot tonight. Let's do this with authority. Oh, why'd that go to him? Nice stop, Bob.
Nice save.
It's out. Good play, good play.
Stay with it. Get it out.
You go with that. Nice grab. Hello, hello.
That's good, that's good.
San Jose is in possession as they travel in their own end.
Good. Not giving him much to work with there.
Good.
All right.
Nice grab.
Well, didn't want to do that necessarily, but
Nice good grab.
ice takes a little pressure off there.
Ward's able to close the space where the forward thinks he's got some open area, and then he lays a thunderous hit on it.
The Barracudas win it. Propelled to Cam.
Nice look.
Oh,
Wow.
come on.
Hard luck.
I have no clue why that was considered off, though, to be honest with you.
I know, I saw it pop up like
Again
it's
on the face-off in the neutral zone.
Just a quick update, Ontario has just scored. They're taking a
Right, I got
1-0 lead
Blue
over
there.
Bakersfield. And so the Condors find themselves behind right away in the first period.
The Gulls from the neutral zone start to work.
He's waiting on that there, SFC, if you want to change that up a bit.
kick that up.
Natty's very aggressive on me on that.
Pitching it to Cam. Wonderful block.
Right.
Free puck. Thanks to the
Oh, nice.
Fuck, I was supposed to go to you, Jimmy.
No, good idea though. He's off.
Yep. Just throw his momentum off.
The Barracudas with a center ice face-off win. San Jose's moving to center. Puck is thrown to Dillon.
Nice, nice. Good layers here.
San Jose's up the wing settling things.
Good work.
Move to get by.
That sucked, though. Thankfully, that worked out.
Nice save.
Save. It didn't look like he had a thing to shoot at.
A missed opportunity from this close in.
Yep, just carry it. Good job.
Looking to Richards. Solid neutral ice post. And he gains the zone. Snaps a wrister. Deflected off the blocker.
Good job.
Stopped him from going any further.
Ontario now with a 2-0 lead in this game. 5:51 left to go.
What?
Bakersfield finding themselves behind.
I think my lag ended up being an interference when I thought that puck was coming to me. I was just going to throw it
Right
on.
away. You know, what we're going to do is we're going to flip over to that game and give you an idea of what that's looking like right now with the Condors
Montreal's got it.
finding themselves behind in this right now, 2-0.
Worked.
Very important game for them to stay in this one.
Shoots one. Off a body. And it's a good pickup. A whistle and a rest.
LA's want to block shots is quite admirable. They challenge every shot lane. They make sure every puck has a difficult path to their goaltender.
Catawampus to the corner by Lidstrom. Los Angeles controlling play now on their own end. And he flies it back in. Puck covered, whistle blown. LA's got another win. Didn't get through. Nearing the final minute. He banked it right ahead. Looking from the corner. One-timer. 21 left. The defense was in the way. Loose puck. Knocked it away with the stick. A good stick there, so no complete pass.
You see Ontario starting the second period with a 2-0 lead over Bakersfield. San Diego still has a 1-0 lead over San Jose, and they're just kicking off their period as well. We'll kick back over there and show you that one now.
Nice, beautiful. Nice job, Timmy.
San Diego's forced another turnover in this very close game.
Yeah, I just trying to get a little bit of zone.
That works.
Okay.
That works.
Okay,
That
so-
works. Nice work. Great forechecking.
Try to get that to you pass.
Lifts a little pass to the opposite corner.
Nice.
San Jose is controlling the play in the defensive zone. Good defensive play. Possession changes.
Whoa.
Used the stick well, didn't he? That one by
My guy does not want to kick it up.
wonderful save. Lots on that.
Good ball.
On that interception might turn into something. Puck settled down by Shepard.
Nice.
That's a free puck thanks to the play by Dylan.
Got ourselves
Whoever's
a
doing
feed
that,
on
that
the
doesn't
other
help
game.
us.
The
It just
Tucson
fucks me up.
Dallas game is
Don't
0-0
change the
after
strategies,
1.
please.
Looks like someone lagged out. They're going to have to do a restart. So we'll get to that one. Tucson with an
That was a home
8-4
run pass there. I should've
lead
just
in
held it.
shots in that period.
Nice poke.
And so we'll
Sorry,
eventually
that
show you
one.
what's going on there once that game is legitimately going back on again.
You're dead.
There is a code for these things.
He's hurt.
Can he clear?
Meanwhile, 13 minutes left to go in the second. Ontario still up 2-0 on Bakersfield.
Nope.
So those are the three games we are
Same
looking
thing
at for the
happened to
most
me.
part.
Figured we don't pick up any bounces, so I went over there.
San Jose's power play gets another chance.
Down the out.
The San Diego game a little more, a little closer right now. Ontario really controlling the play. Bakersfield is going to get a power play
Christ.
right now. We'll see if they can capitalize on it.
Good. That's on
But to
net.
this point, it has not been a pretty show for them yet.
All right, 115.
Not a long pass, but effective. He's got it. And the loose puck captured by Luigi.
Oh, well,
Oops,
I
sorry
wanted
about
that to be cleared out of the zone, but it works.
30 seconds.
Can't get a shot on. Two sticks
Good.
together, it goes
That works.
Fuck, trying to get to you, brother. Trying.
in. What'll he do? Snaps off a wrist shot.
Nice, Bob.
Piece of that one.
Bob's saving our ass
There we
out
go.
back
Good
there.
kill.
Not do it for them.
Right beside me, I can see that the players are getting a little bit restless as they pass the puck around the outside.
You see Babada in net tonight. He was in net last night when we Stars played the Gulls, and Bob did a nice job in net last night,
Nice,
keeping his
nice,
team in
nice
it.
go.
Once again, he is doing that, holding a 1-0 lead here halfway through this game, as you see.
Nice.
Good again, Bob.
Check the house there, boys.
Meanwhile, in the other game that we mentioned, Manitoba and Iowa, score is tied up at 1 after 2 periods. And, you know, we will take a look at that game in a few minutes here. Once this period is over for the Gulls, we'll look into that game and try and bring you the end of it as well, if we can.
Trip. 2 trips? Should be 2.
Yeah, right. Should have been.
All right.
And so begins power play number 1. Let's see if it's power play goal number 1.
Got it.
One going
Got
hard.
it.
One going hard.
Gathered in by Bourque. He gets that pass.
Oh, held that. Gotta go in with
Should've
that.
said I was waiting.
That was a great job. Shot back down
One hard, 2 hard.
to Richards.
Interesting to hear the communication going on, too, while this game is happening.
Going
It's,
up. Going up.
these guys are good about letting everyone know where each other
Oh,
is.
that almost worked.
Good opportunity
Lingered
there.
back, looking for something. That almost
Good
worked.
point
Just
blank
shot it right
shot.
at him, though.
Right in the slot and not able to capitalize to try and draw this out to a 2-goal lead.
Shut. Oh, boy.
Nice face-off work. Looking for options in their own end. The stick can break up a play, and it just did.
Good. Want to be conservative there. Unfortunately, that meant giving him the shot, though.
Laid on.
That's trust in you, Bob.
San Jose survived it.
And good play
All right,
defensively.
Penalty up.
Thought he was going to go up front.
No. Alrighty. One more kill, and then we, no more penalties.
Well, the power plays had some good opportunities so far here tonight. They have to stay with their game plan.
You got it, Eddie. Let's see. The power play is just about to begin.
Goals on a big
That's
penalty
out.
kill there if they can get this one out of the way.
They shot it back down. Now they can get ready for another rush.
Almost a playoff atmosphere for these games. Obviously, these guys are, you know, win or go home pretty much. So every
Go, go.
penalty
You
kill
got
is big.
numbers.
There you go.
Dump it if you have to.
Stay with her.
Throw it on if you have to. That uses time. I'm covering back here.
Jimmy's.
All right, good, good. Oh, beautiful. Oh, you got robbed. Absolute robbery.
What a save there.
Very nice pass.
Great kill again, boys.
Back. Tie.
Kickapoo keeping them in this game right now with that tremendous save on what should have been goal number 2 for San Diego.
Good try.
Staying relatively deep in his crease, but he's doing a nice job warding off those point-blank shots that the Gulls have had recently. Bob, good
seconds.
positionally as he
Ow.
usually is.
Good, good saving.
San Diego holding on to a lead here. They need this win. Again, they're 2 points behind
They had some
Tucson
chances.
and Bakersfield, who both have
Unfortunately, so did
86.
they.
San Diego Gulls with 84.
Yeah, stay out of the box. I think we'll
Yep.
be all right.
And still a bit of an issue there for them. We're going to move over and cut over to that Iowa and Manitoba game. Iowa, as you see now, with a 2-1 lead here with 6 minutes left to go. We'll listen in.
It's on his stick up that left side. Corral. Shoots. Hung right over him.
Thanks to everybody.
A missed opportunity from this close in.
A little bit of a stream issue there. We're going to cut back over. We're going to cut over to the Texas and Tucson game right now. Give you some look into here into this one.
The Coyotes wheel one ahead up the wing. Long way to go and not much time to do it. The Coyotes missed out on that power play and a chance to tie the game. It's over.
Now you have to go back to the drawing board a little bit. You had a chance to tie the game.
And again, I believe this is the second period for this game. We'll get an update on it when we get some more information. But right now, we believe it's second period. Texas up 1-0 since there was no scoring in the first, and a restart was needed after a lag out. So Texas may be helping out San Diego. We'll have to take a look here.
In the defensive zone, making headway. Nice play with the stick. Nothing more will come. Wonderful block. Good hand to eye. And the reach of the stick. And so now a penalty will be handed out. Robbins has a minor penalty here, and the call is tripping.
We'd bring you back to the Manitoba-Iowa game, but the stream bogged, and now there's nothing. So even if we tried to cover this one live today, I wouldn't have been able to tell you how it ended. We'll try and get some information on that as well. But the feed died and did not come back. So, of course, we saw Iowa up in that game 2-1 last we saw with about 3.5 left to go.
Taken to the corner by Madonna. One-timer. A wonderful scoring chance denied. Puck controlled now by the defense. The Stars with it along the boards. The Coyotes' power play let them down at a key point.
That's a power play that needs to go back to the drawing board. They get around the net, but they can't find a way to score. And if you don't finally cash in, it really doesn't matter what you're doing as far as generating chances.
Good job with the stick. Spirited back off. The Coyotes lug the puck in their own end. Possession taken up by Madonna. A good stick there, so no complete pass.
We'll get you back over to the Ontario-Bakersfield game. As you see now, Dallas makes it 2-0, and Tucson quickly finds himself now needing to dig back where we're getting close to the end of the second. Third period is well underway in the Ontario-Bakersfield game. Ontario up 4-2 right now. Bakersfield just put one in the net to draw within two, but they're still trying to battle back here.
Setting things up in center. Near the last minute of the first. Shoots it on. Great glove save, but it's loose. He covers and holds on.
AJP in net tonight.
Snaps a shot.
And nothing you can do about a rebound sitting right there with nobody guarding the man right in front of the net. Made the initial save and got no help on the rebound. So Tucson now finds himself one back at Texas as the second period is coming to an end.
And the puck gathered in by Lidstrom. On to Madonna. Puck loose, good defensive play. First period over, we began scoreless and now we're not. These two teams are separated by just a goal.
Don't miss the chance to see the greatest talents in the world when they visit our city. See the official arena website for details on upcoming concerts.
We'll flip you over to that Bakersfield, Ontario game right now and get you in on that, see where we are. 13 left to go in the third, and you see Ontario holding on to that 4-2 lead. And we'll get back for the final 5 minutes of San Diego, San Jose, as San Diego is still up in this game 2-0.
Freezes play.
Give you one more crack at the face-off here, but we will be switching over here shortly.
Possession seized by Lidstrom. Pass cut by the offense.
San Diego is on the power play right now, and so we will get you on that game. They've got a minute left to go in their power play, and they desperately need to hold on to this one and get an opportunity to keep their playoff hopes going here.
Nice work. He had nothing there.
Knocked it away with the stick.
15 on that penalty, by the way.
Taken over now by Dillon. Directing that one to Cam. San Jose's PK was big at the biggest.
Nice
That's
poke
good,
check
that's good.
there. Beautiful play. Finally getting that
230.
penalty killed.
Remember the long minute.
That was a great opportunity for them.
Terrific save there.
Another nice
That's
save
good.
by
That's
Babada.
fine.
Good
That'll be
defense,
nice, but
obviously,
that's
against the
fine.
San Jose team. That's
trust
you know,
SFC.
a solid squad.
Oh, fuck.
Nah, you're playing great defensively, man. Dude.
Call it, buddy.
Going to the corner, hopefully.
They win the draw. Let's see if it pays off. That's a good pad save.
That works.
A long game and the clock.
That works. Beautiful. I'm going up.
Final minute of regulation. Two guys together with four.
Oh, he got it.
Ah, that's what I
He
wanted.
got it. Nice move. He got it. I'm coming back in.
Yeah, good job.
Nice play by Bob.
Shit, Rob.
All right, we're safe.
Good anticipation for that rebound. You saw that coming. Now San Diego with a chance to
Good. That's good killing.
put a
Good
nail in
time.
the coffin there.
Throw it on net. Yep, that works. On net.
And he is shooting. Gets in, looks over his options here.
Are you kidding me?
And look at that. San Jose
All right.
getting one late with 20 seconds left to go. Now a 2-1
You
game.
deserved a shout out there, Bob.
Meanwhile, Ontario still leading Bakersfield 4-2. There's 1:08 left to go in that one in the third period. And we'll keep an eye on that one, let you know how it's going.
20 seconds. We're good.
Where's going to try to come to you, bud?
Okay.
You see the Texas-Tucson game now. Tucson has gone ahead and taken a 3-2
Only
lead.
if we have another whistle here.
San Jose's deficit is now only one.
I'm going to go to the right if I win
And
it.
we'll get you over to this, back over to that San Diego-San Jose game.
This works.
Face off between the blue lines and won it. Moving it to Cam. Lets it go. Save.
San Jose trying hard, pushing
They got
hard,
nothing. They got
to play
nothing.
in
Send
front.
it. That's a winner, boys.
And the puck's cleared.
That
The puck is
a
cleared.
winner.
Looks like it'll be all
That's a
over.
winner.
And San Diego
Congrats,
Gulls
boys.
have gotten themselves a
2
victory.
points. It's all up to the 10:30 crew
A
now.
well-needed 2 points here in this game, and giving them the opportunity to try and move on if possible. We're going to kick over to, let's see, we will get over, looks like the Reign have scored another one. It's now 5-3. Bakersfield had scored, gotten themselves back into it, and now able to do something with it. We'll take a look at this Texas-Tucson game. As you see, Tucson now up in this one, 3-2 after being down in this game. And they are continuing on. Well, we've got 7 minutes left to go in that one. We'll get back to it. Just want to quickly get back to the last 26 of that Ontario-Bakersfield game. Let's take a listen here as this one finishes up.
Looking for Scott. Pitching it to Hull. That puck went loose off the enemy. Continues on back a little farther. Directing that one to Ward. Montreal's getting the goalie to the bench. Net empty. Extra man out. That play goes offside. And it's a pleasure to bring in the third voice on our crew. Ringside, here's Ray Ferraro.
Scott's had a perfect passing night. He's had great vision. His passes have been on the tape, and he's really helped his team from a delivery standpoint.
It is just another in a long line of outstanding games for him, Ray.
Well, Bakersfield's going to lose this one, and unfortunately that causes them some serious issues here. And we will switch back over now to the Texas and Tucson game and get you caught up with this one here. As you saw earlier, Texas had taken a 2-0 lead, but Tucson has come back in this third period, and it is the third because they did have a lag out. And now Tucson leading in this one. Again, the Reign beating the Condors 5-3. And that really puts a crimp in what the Condors were doing. We'll take a look at the upcoming matches. But again, Condors had 86 along with Tucson.
Face-off coming up next.
The Gulls have won, so they are up to 86 as well now, and Tucson will get up to 88 if they win this one. The last minute and a half here.
Ran into the defense. He's lost it. Broke that play up at center. That play goes offside. And that's a face-off win. And now it's directed to Lidstrom. Two sticks together, they cancel. And the possession taken up by LeCavalier. Lets it go. That shot hit a man. He's got this one. He's got to hurry. And a save. We've played 2 periods here of a 3-period game.
And with that,
the best part of the day is coming up.
Tucson. We believe this one's over. Let's just take a look here. We did see a lag out, unless there was a lag out early in the game. Yeah, so that is the final then. With Tucson beating Texas 3-2 in this one. And again, Tucson now has 88 points and have taken the lead in this divisional race. Try and give you some look at this one. But again, Tucson with 88 points, Bakersfield with 86, and now San Diego with 86. So it's really in Tucson's hands to see how this one winds up. And we will try and bring you those games as soon as possible. We'll try and take a look at whatever other games might be going on right now. Of course, it is just after 10, so a lot of teams probably have finished up their games. We'll see if there's anything else happening that maybe we can bring to you. But right now, not a lot, I think. So we will, as I'm by myself whipping back and forth, trying to take a look at what's going on in the league right now. Let's see if we've got any other games that we can show you. I think everything else is done. And I'm trying to see if we have a final on that one game. Between the Moose and the Wild. I believe the Wild probably won that one. It looks like it was a victory for them. So we'll try and get something for you as soon as we can. And, we'll try and also get some folks on here to talk about some of these games if we get a chance to get in touch with some people. Everyone's playing right now, so the amount of people who are actually watching this broadcast, probably not a lot right now, but we'll have more next week. We're going to be covering games 3 and 4, and then if there's 5 and 6 and a game 7, we'll worry about that when it comes to it. But more than likely, again, the format is Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday are 2 games. Sunday is games 1 and 2. Monday is games 3 and 4. Tuesday is games 5 and 6, and Wednesday, if needed, there'll be a game 7 in each one of these series. So we will be with you on Monday night for these playoffs every night. We will be with you Tuesday night to talk about these games, and then we'll be with you Wednesday if there's any game 7s that come up. So we'll be doing that for the next several weeks of the playoffs. Hopefully you folks will get a chance to tune in and join us for it and give us your thoughts and opinions on what's going on in these games. But again, that's where we are right now. We have a situation where the standings are not much clearer for the Western Pacific. The final 7, I don't believe, have fully gotten in yet. But again, Tucson with 88 points, Bakersfield with 86, and San Diego now with 86. So the Tucson Roadrunners need one more win to clinch it for themselves. And again, good game by the Gulls to stay in this one. Good game by Babata, who lost a shutout with, I believe, 20 seconds left to go in that one, and was not able to hold on. But certainly put together a great effort, good defensive effort in that one, and keeping San Jose off the board until the final half minute of play and getting themselves a victory and keeping themselves alive in this game. So nice win for the Gulls. The Gulls next +1. The Condors had the rain, obviously a tough game, one you wouldn't expect to win, and they've got the Heat next, and so they have a chance to still make this if they win and the Roadrunners lose. But San Diego had San Jose and then the Rampage, and I believe we were looking at let's see, the Gulls, the Roadrunners, of course, playing Texas, which was a good matchup for them, for the Roadrunners, and now have to play San Jose in the 10:30 game. So I think the Gulls had a tougher road tonight in order to get to the playoffs. Tucson definitely is going to have their hands full against San Jose. Never an easy game against this squad. The Barracuda have DJ Freeze, Cam 11, and Matty Lucci on the forward line. Ether, MR, Ajax on defense, Kickapoo in net again for this game tonight for San Jose. And on the Tucson side, it'll be Fire, Penguin, Hockey Girl, and Shockers at center. Dave Robbs left D, Alex Ray on right D, and No Peace here in net for the Roadrunners. Hockey Girl was in that first game with Tommy. All I could do is win. They've been a good combination all season long. They've played together for quite a few seasons. I remember playing with them back in season 1 and 2 with Hershey. So they're quite familiar with each other's game and complement each other well. And so you figure that Tucson game against the Stars was going to be a good matchup for them. And Hockey Girl gets to come back and play in this one as well. So that's going to be a very interesting game, and we'll get a chance to look at that in just a minute.
Great move there. Let's see if he can get something going.
We'll have to take a look at where this audio is coming from. But anyway, it looks like there is another game that was starting up there. Anyway, hope you guys are enjoying this. We're just trying to get you some of the more important games that are going on tonight, and give you some idea of what what's going on with the playoffs and what the teams are doing, so you can stay caught up on what's happening. Again, plenty of good games going on tonight. We mentioned a few of them that were for the President's Cup. We mentioned the Wild and the Moose, and it looks like the Wild had taken that game. So congrats to the Iowa Wild, who have been, quite frankly, just playing amazing hockey all season long. In the last half of the season, they've made a couple moves here and there, but not a lot of moves. Not an awful lot done to change up their team much. And we've seen Beast and Tommy just do amazing things on the ice, and they've just been a tremendous couple of centers. Usually when you see two players do so well like that, they're usually on the same line. These guys are centers on two different lines, and when you can get that kind of production out of your centers and on two different lines, that is incredibly tough. And that's what's going to make them very tough, is the depth that they have at all positions to be able to do something interesting and be a solid team. So it's going to be very interesting to see how that division shakes out. Even though it looks like Rockford had made their way in, they got themselves into the room. And unfortunately, that room is a lion cage with three other teams that are ready to chew them up and spit them out. So it's going to be very interesting to see what Rockford can do in their first series and how that's all going to shape out. We're going to see if we can get some other folks on here to discuss the upcoming playoffs and how their teams are doing. Meanwhile, we're still waiting for other games to start up, and it is a 10:15 here on the East Coast. Hopefully we get games up here in about 15 minutes or so. In the meantime, we'll try and let's see if we can talk about some of the games that have already taken place here. I don't know if any other finals have really registered yet, but we are, again, still waiting for those to take place. So we will try and kill some of this time in between games. I'm going to try and get J-Ro from the Ontario Reign on to talk to me a little bit about his team and what he's expecting coming up in the playoffs. And see if there's anything else we can talk about while we have some time to kill here. Again, the Sunday show still coming up this Sunday, as always, at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. We're going to have Philly's MVP on with us for the show to talk about his team, to talk about that division. And, it'll be fun to get his thoughts about what he thinks his team's going to be able to do. I think the Wolves, even by media, even by us, have not really gotten an awful lot of respect. We talk a lot about the Moose and about the Wild. We don't talk about the Wolves a lot. And, I think in some ways they're probably not not getting all the publicity that they should be. But I think that comes once you start winning in the playoffs. And I think if they're able to do some things here in the first round, that's where it will be a big help for them. They need to be able to show people that, they're not just the third team sitting here. They are a very solid squad. 117 points in any other season would, can win you a division almost anywhere else. Certainly would get them a division in the East. It would put them 3 points behind Ontario right now. So, again, the Wolves' third best team, well, maybe fourth best team now in the league, but out of their division with two teams above them that are playing really well, it is a heck of a thing that they've been able to do this season. They've been 6-4 in their last 10, so they've played okay hockey. But again, once you get into the finals, once you get into the playoffs in a 7-game series, it's about matching up lines. They're going to wind up taking on Manitoba in that first round now. And with that loss to Iowa, Manitoba will stay in second. Iowa's going to take on Rockford. Manitoba will take on Chicago. And the Moose, again, there's no break playing Manitoba or Iowa. They're both incredibly tough teams to play against and to beat. The Chicago Wolves are, quite frankly, they're going to get out of the Western Central. They're going to need to be on top of their game. They're going to have to play their best games ever in this first series with Manitoba. And if they move on, they're going to have to really play some incredible hockey if they wind up playing the Iowa Wild. So, Chicago, again, we see this every year. We see teams playing in a great division and not be able to necessarily catch a lot of breaks because you're playing in a real good division. And Chicago, the Wolves, they are one of those teams that really has had to play tough competition all season long. They've taken care of the other divisions for the most part when they've had to deal with that, and so certainly they've been able to stay with Manitoba and with Iowa in that division. We'll talk a little bit about the Western Pacific for a few minutes here. We've got J-Ro on with us from the Ontario Reign, and again, congrats for taking the Western Pacific, and nice game against, you were playing Bakersfield last game, correct?
Yes, we did.
And you guys had a nice game against them, another win. So it looks like, right now you don't know who you're going to play, and it could be Tucson, it could be San Diego at this point. Tucson has that 2-point lead over the other two teams, and the fate's in their hands now. Do you have any kind of preference on who you'd rather play out of the three, Tucson, San Diego, and Bakersfield? Does it really matter to you at all?
To be honest, it doesn't really matter. Whoever's up in front of us next week, then that's who we got to worry about. We've been pretty successful against all three. Well, actually, I lost to the Gulls, so that Sunday 9:30 game, can't win it. I think I got 5 losses. 4 of them are that game. So,
right.
But for the most part, not really. I mean, whoever comes in front of us, we're not really afraid of anyone. I think we match up good. I think all 3 of our lines are good. So I don't think there's a team that I wouldn't be confident playing in any round. Whoever we match up first with, that's who we get. But it should be an interesting 10:30 games, some important ones.
And as far as, we don't want to look past the first round, but, should you get past there, San Antonio and San Jose have been incredibly tough teams. San Antonio has been playing well, 4-game winning streak. They, they maybe quietly have gotten to that second position without many other people in the league really noticing them. And obviously you play these guys, you're always looking at your division. But what can you tell us about the rampage that makes them an 111-point team at this point? What do you like about what they've done?
Yeah, you're right. I don't think they've gotten much credit for what they've done, but over the past few weeks, they've been really, really successful. I know they beat us yesterday, I think. That coach to line has been really good for them. New Jersey's own in net. I've played with him for a long time, and he's been playing outstanding. So they're going to be tough. I mean, if we advance and they advance and we have to play them in the second round, that's not going to be easy. But I'll be looking forward to it, but I'm not worried about them yet because that won't happen until 2 weeks, if it does.
In the defensive zone.
And then, of course, you've got San Jose, who I think were, a little bit more settled, steady early on in the season, falling a little bit behind, not playing their best hockey of late. But, I think another team that you really can't sleep on. It's you can't take anybody lightly, no matter what their streak, losing or winning, has been. I still think that it's a pretty solid squad over there that you have to contend with either way.
Oh, yeah, 100%. I mean, yeah, you want to talk about streaky. They went through like 2 weeks of they could barely win a game, and then a week or two after that, they couldn't lose. So, yeah, I mean, when they get hot, they're tough to deal with. I know we lost to them this year, so they play a tight defensive game, so it can go either way.
Yeah, we were just watching them a little bit earlier, and Kickapoo was in net. He's in net for the other game tonight. They've got walked as well, so I think whenever you got 2 solid goaltenders like that, anything can happen in a short series.
Yeah, I mean, Kickapoo was our goalie last year, and he was outstanding. So he's definitely not someone you look forward to playing ever.
We're going to let you go in a couple of minutes, but, what do you, the season's almost over. The regular season's almost over for you. Has this, what are your takeaways of the regular season as far as how your team played, how it went for you? Was it, obviously there are a lot of nightmare stories from a lot of GMs about what they've had to do with fielding a team every week. How's it been with you and your squad? Has this been a relatively easy work for you as a GM?
Yeah, for the most part. I mean, Calvinator and C-Bomb have been great. Like I said last time, too, Illy's helped us out a lot. We really haven't had any struggle weeks. I think 1 week we might have went 4-4-1. Other than that, we've been pretty dominant. I mean, our record speaks for itself, right? So, but no, I'm really happy with everything's been. I mean, that C-Bomb Raj line and with Cox lately has been taking care of business with playing a lot of good teams. I think they smoked Hershey last week and beat the Phantoms, I think, and they played well this week too. So I'm really confident, and that Toasty line is good too. So I don't really think we have a weakness. I think we have great defensive pairs back there, and both goalies have been playing great all year. So, I mean, listen, anything can happen in a series. Things can go wrong. A few bad bounces, as advanced everyone talks about with the puck pickups here and there, that can cost you a game. But going into it next week and however far we go, I'm pretty confident that we can beat anybody.
What do you tell your guys this weekend as you're getting ready? What's the message going to be?
Get on and practice. I mean, for the most part, our lines have been pretty consistent all year. But if any extra time you guys could put in, let's do it and make sure that we don't come into anything lackadaisical or not on point. You know what I mean? And hopefully availability, I mean, for the most part, we've been good. We've had a week or two that's been a little bit of a struggle, but if everyone can, I mean, if availability problems could really affect how a playoff series goes based on matchups, especially when you're the one in our division. So when we get to pick 4 out of the 7 with line matching, if people's schedules are not good, then that makes things difficult. So hopefully everyone clear their availability, get on practice, and whatever happens, happens. You know.
All right, Jero, thanks. I appreciate it for you coming on. Best of luck in your late game tonight, and we'll talk to you over the weekend. We'll talk to you on Sunday about everything.
All right, thanks, Ibs. Thanks for having me on.
All right, take it easy. Jero there from the Ontario Reign, talking to us a little bit about what's going on with his team, and we will talk to him more this weekend when we do the Sunday show. He'll be on with us. We'll try and get some other folks on, some other GMs and players to try and talk to. Of course, I'll take a few minutes here to just try to address the fact that we will talk this Sunday on the show about the whole Josh Gordon situation. Obviously, a lot of pissed off people, a lot of angry people, certainly warranted if you've put any kind of time, effort, any kind of support towards Josh, and certainly if you've financially added to what was going on with this whole situation, you have cause certainly to be upset about what you heard today and yesterday. It's something that was suspected for a little while, and finally, obviously, Josh mentioned it, and I'm hoping that we can talk to him at some point. He's not really responding to anything right now, so and rightly so. I wouldn't think he would, but hopefully we'll get a chance to talk to him at some point. And I think I said it in the shout box. And I agreed with a few people who put it there. The wishing ill will on people is the part that I can't go along with, just because look, it's horrible. And people have had to deal with issues in their own family with cancer. I have as well. You know, most of us who have been around for a while, who maybe have older parents, older siblings, you've had to deal with all sorts of health issues. You know, again, I'll talk more in depth about it in my own personal experience. But the wishing of ill will on Josh is part of the problem that It is part of what I have a problem with, and it's just because it's unnecessary. There's no point in it. I understand the anger. I just wish there was a better way of handling it for some people, that they weren't hoping that horrible things would happen to him. Unfortunately, it just wasn't showing up that way. It was people certainly having a big issue with them and not wanting to cut him any slack on anything. So I'm hoping that maybe people will consider, trying to be a little more supportive and trying not to want to string somebody up. I understand that. The idea of lynch mobs have been around forever. And in 2018, I'm sure a lot of people like to think that society's better, but at times we can get kind of ugly when things happen that piss us off. And we saw a little bit of that today on the site. So hopefully we'll get some better response from people, and we will get past this and move on and get back to the business of hockey. But we will talk about it on Sunday. And we'll take your questions here on the YouTube channel, and we will talk about it within the shout box as well in the AHL. And we're going to spend a good deal of time on it and give you folks a chance to vent in a way and maybe hopefully put this to bed eventually and move on. The Bakersfield-Stockton game is I think getting close. Bakersfield has everybody in their locker room, so I'm hoping that we get a chance to get that game moving along. And we haven't seen any other streams pop up just yet. But yeah, there's let's see. Trying to get some idea of what might be going on with Stockton here. We're not seeing anything from Fire Mike's stream yet, but we'll try and tune into that and get this game on for you as soon as possible. As we mentioned, a couple of other games to look at tonight. We have got the Stockton and Bakersfield game, but of course, what the Roadrunners are getting ready to do is maybe clinch. They are taking on San Jose, and we will hopefully have a stream to show you for that one. I don't know if anyone is going to stream this game. We'll if not, we'll have to try and get an update for you on it. But we'll at least have the Bakersfield and Stockton game to talk about. Hopefully we get 6-9 on here in a little bit to talk about the games and what we got coming up. And see if we can get some other folks on here to talk about hockey for a little bit. And talk about the upcoming playoffs. We're hoping to have a full boat this Sunday, and be able to talk about the playoff matchups. Give you our picks, and at least for the first round, and maybe we'll give you an idea who we think might be in the finals. See how much guts anybody has to be able to make that call. I'm almost positive Advanced Human would be a guy who's going to have no problem giving you the chance to ding him for his comments, but I'm sure he'll have an opinion, a strong one, come Sunday's show. So keep tuned in for that. Looks like we've got both locker rooms loaded up for the game between the Heat and the Condors, and we would like to get to that soon. We're hoping to do that. We'll get that to you as soon as it comes to air. There is a challenge in there, but I haven't seen it be accepted yet. Not sure why that's the case. Looks like it's about to be accepted. Well, Bakersfield sent in the invite, so they're doing that right now, and hopefully we'll have a game to show you here in a few seconds. Again, Bakersfield needs to win to have any prayer, but right now they're kind of looking on from the outside, and they need to take this one, otherwise they're out of it. Basically, for San Diego and for Bakersfield, they have to win. They're 2 points back. A tie is not going to do it for them, or an OT loss. They both have to win these games. And I spoke, I made sure I got clarification a little bit earlier on today about tiebreakers. Of course, the number of wins is the first tiebreaker. If the points are tied, it's number of wins, then it's head-to-head matchup, and then it's goal differential. So we will have to see how that's going to work out. If we look at the standings right now, we would see Tucson's got 40 wins. So does San Diego. And Bakersfield has 40 wins as well. Has 39 wins. So if Bakersfield wins, Tucson loses, San Diego loses, they'll all have 40 wins, and then it's going to wind up having to be a head-to-head thing. So Bakersfield definitely needs this win, and we are going to get you to that game right now and get you a chance to watch what's going on as this one is about to face off. The Heat looking to at least try and cause some trouble for Bakersfield tonight in this game, and we'll see if they're able to do that.
Moving it on up the wing.
These kinds of games that make a team like Bakersfield maybe grip the stick a little bit tighter. Like I said, this is almost like a Game 7 for them.
Montreal's got it in their own end, hoping for center. Gets in. What'll he do? Knocked down to a knee. He lost it. Passing one off now to Paco. Moving it to Paco. Good, solid defensive play with the stick. Shoots one. Pad save. Ooh, tough one there. Trying to go to Baji. Did not go very well that time. Loose puck. One-timer.
As Bakersfield getting on the board right away.
Montreal's ahead by 1 goal here in the first period. A lot of time still left to play, but getting one and breaking the tie was huge. Stockton's in their own end and on the move. That attack shot right down. Puck loose. Good defensive position. Terrific interception. Stockton's in their own end, moving the puck. Cleared down the ice from the defensive side of the center red line end. That's true. Yes, it's icing. A little over 7 minutes have been skated here in the first period. The Condors ahead, 1-0. Big face-off win. And ripped. Oh, what a stop.
A quick developing play right in front. Almost looks like he's too close to the goaltender.
He throws it there. Shooter tempted to stare at the ceiling on that one. What a glove grab. Good clean win. One-timer, and he missed it.
I don't see too many guys getting away and blocking that shot. That thing had some heat on it.
As that point pass as well. The Condors are controlling in their own end. Nice play with the stick. Nothing more will come. Wild Wings carrying it back in his own end, hoping for neutral ice. That play goes offside. Strong play on that faceoff. You have to be strong to hold that other guy off. He's got that pass and can look ahead. Back and forth they go between the points. Play is stopped. There is a signal. We just wanted to see who it is he's taking off. Ho's going to the box. A player hit the ice, and the call on them is tripping. Good job on the draw. Directing that one to Zacharias. Gets across, looks over his options. Good jab with the stick there. Pitching this one to Jang. And he steps in. Must get it out. Puck is thrown to Wild Wing. Oh, what a move to get by. Pitching it to Paco. Propelled to Paco. One-timer. Hangs on to that one, and he'll see a face-off.
San Jose and Tucson are about to start up in their game. We'll get to that. Actually, let's get to that now since we've got a penalty box view from that game, and I'd rather not look at that. So let's take a look at this game.
Shoots one. Oh, what a break. That shot hit somebody. Gains the zone. A good stick there, so no complete pass. And he drops it in deep. Pressing on with it up the wing. Possession reestablished by Lucic. Two sticks together, they cancel. Puck loose, good defensive play. He's in on an onside play. Outstanding save. Oh, great chance. I think it's time we hear from Ray Ferraro.
The most valuable player on both of these teams are their goaltenders. They're both excellent. But if you're going to get one of them to make a mistake, it's through repetition shots and traffic in front of the net.
Tie up there and a good reach and possession. Big chance. They score. It didn't take long, and things get quiet. San Jose's ahead by 1 goal here in the first period.
Last thing you want to do is give away a breakaway goal
but getting one and breaking
in a
the
very
tie was
important
huge.
game in Tucson. Tucson having their problems there defensively, not playing it cleanly.
Angled to the corner by Mick. San Jose is setting things up in the defensive zone. Snapping a pass to Cam. Gets in. What'll he do? Propelled to Cam. The Coyotes control the play in their own end. Solid pass ahead to Tommy Hawk. Strong play, good reach. Looks over his options from the corner. Score! And the game is even. A little under 9 minutes played here in the first.
First period is over. Second period about to start between Stockton and Bakersfield, with the Condors still leading 1-0. That second period just kicking off now.
On to Tommy Hawk. Pass attempt to Mick. The stick can break up a play, and it just did. From the right side to the middle, right on his tape. Pan's got it in the defensive zone, headed to center. Tucson's in their own end, setting things up. Looking to Pan. Gains the zone. And the loose puck gathered in by Mick. Looks ahead to start something. Moving it to Tommy Hawk. That pass tipped away by the opposition. The Barracudas in their own end, controlling play now. Takes a shot. Goes back deep for it. Flings it. Oh, a save there. Around through the corner right now. He's got that pass in the corner. And he hatchets one. Tucson's lugging it along in the defensive zone. Shifts to the backhand and shoots. And in their own end, looking for options. Moving it now in the defensive zone.
Bakersfield just taking a 2-0 lead. Making me sick with a goal here. 13.5 left to go in the second.
By Tommy Hawk. Puck controlled now by the defense. That puck is loose. No luck getting through that. Taken on by Dillon. Took that pass right up the wing. Wonderful save. Puck is thrown to Mick. Trying to go to Tommy Hawk. Up the board, still in control. Broke it up well with the poke check. Gains the blue line. Fires. Ooh, what a break. Shot hit the man. The first period has come to a close, and both teams struck once, but only once. So it's 1-1.
Wish we could bring in the San Diego game, but we haven't seen any stream there, so we're going to switch back over to Bakersfield and Stockton here.
Stockton's lugged it back into their own end. Up the wing, still with possession and with hope. Montreal's in their own end, hoping to make a play to center. Into the end of attack. Moves. Stays along the boards. One-timer. Play is stopped, and now we'll hear the call. Stockton's got a minor penalty here for interference. The Condors get their first power play opportunity of this contest. Let's see if they can make good on it.
I don't even remember how I assimilated all this.
All right, so it's lifted back out of trouble.
Who is him?
Okay, so him takes.
He helps his team make progress with that bounce pass. Sent on further, they'll have to return. Gets in, looks over his options here. Oh, that's a good keep. That's a great keep at the line. And the puck is seized by Banji Holahi. save there. Didn't look like he had anything to shoot at, and he made it tough.
He missed the opportunity from this close in.
A little under 5 minutes left to go. Just recently another goal, and so the lead is 2. Knocks it away with the stick. He can start some danger here. Montreal is controlling play now in the defensive zone. Gets in, and he'll look over his options. The Condors power play let him down at a very important time.
An ugly goal is one that will get you going a little bit, but if you pass the puck around the outside looking for that perfect throw, chances are it's not going to happen.
Tucson has just taken a 2-1 lead with 13:54 left to go.
Montreal's power play gets another chance to operate.
So they now on top, trying to hold on.
Winner.
16 minutes, 47 seconds.
Shoots. He's gone.
Bakersfield making a statement.
Montreal's built a 3-goal lead here late in the second period. And the advantage in shots is enormous, too. And that's a face-off win.
We'll finish up this second and head on over to the Tucson-San Jose game. That one's at the 10-minute mark now in the second period with Tucson up 2-1.
He gains the zone. On to Badji-Hola. It's a good solid poke check. Now it's directed to Chang. Back in front, glanced off the post. Shot on goal. Outstanding save. What magic even to get there and get the shot off. Seems like
So Bakersfield with a 3-0 lead now after 2 periods, and a good opportunity to take this game and keep themselves alive. Let's take the time now to switch over to the Tucson-San Jose game here in a second.
San Jose is moving to center. Takes that pass at center, see if we can move something. Slid to Pan. He's all alone. He scores! 3 straight goals.
So after being down 1-0 in this game, Tucson, 3 straight, have taken the lead 3-1.
Perhaps they can build on it even more before the end of the second period. Good job on that faceoff, tying the man up. To Girardi. Up the wing and still with it. And that play is offside. Solid win at center ice. Now what? Tucson's got it back in their own zone. Chip to Pan. Decides on the area behind. Hammering his way up the wing at center. And possession once again by Lucic. Didn't miss by much. Cox is in his own zone trying to get to center ice. Shoots. Score! 4 unanswered goals.
Tucson pouring it on.
Lead and some wonderful confidence here.
They want to close this out. It's all up to them. When this second period's done, we'll head on back over to watch Bakersfield for a little bit, and then head back to this Tucson game to see how it finishes out.
Smart recovery by Dillon. Took that wrist shot. Wonderful save. Collected by Dillon. 2 guys together with force. Big force.
Dillon's not very happy after taking that huge hit. He wasn't aware who was around, and he paid the price.
Free puck now. And we get a penalty here. The referee strides over to hand it out. Hands headed to the penalty box. A minor for tripping. That's the end. Good work by Tommy Hawk. The second period is in the books, along with a lot of goals and maybe more coming up in the third.
We're going to switch over now to the Bakersfield-Stockton game again and get back on this one.
Orioles controlling play now in the defensive zone. He's in his own end of the ice now. And what's up? Directing that one to Wild Wing. Nice job, straight stand-up poke check. Ahlpsn couldn't get through. Broke that play up at center. That play is offside, and so back to center ice for the face. The draw, the tie-up, and his team prevails. Pitching this one to Ahlpsn. Loose now picked up. Laid on to Ahlpsn. Pass cut. Fires. That hit somebody. Didn't handle it very well at the 3-putt. Hard work, but it paid off. No icing. One of the great things about this sport is watching two big guys collide.
One thing I love about this game, there's no out of bounds.
Puck is thrown to Chang. Pitching it to Ahlpsn. Nice stand-up poke check there. And that's an offside. And let's...
Looks like a timeout being taken there. We'll get to that game shortly. Get back to that game. Let's fade back over to the Tucson game, as this one, as we know, is in the third period. San Jose just scored, and so they're trying to make their way back into this one. We'll stay on this.
Just a bit under 5 minutes have gone.
Break's been exceptionally sharp.
He's just been cut in half. Let's see if momentum changes now. He works it along with a pass off the boards.
Sometimes the best play is right in front of the net. He took a quick look, read the seam, and then bounced it off the boards to his partner so they can get out of the zone much more safely.
Forcing attention in deep. A whistle and a rest.
Stockton finally getting on the board now with a goal at 4:41 left to go. In the third period, it's now 3-1 Bakersfield.
Lets a shot fly. What a terrific save.
So the Heat not giving up. They want to try and play a part in this if they can.
Pitching it to Mick. Snapping a pass to Pan. And that one went offside. Got possession. Bodied off the puck. He's pinned. Scrum over, puck kicked. Grabbed by Dillon. Can't get a shot on. Pitching this one to Lucic. The Barracudas wheel it up the wing. Pass attempt to Tommy Hall. Nice play with the stick. Nothing more will come. Collected by Lucic. Gets across, looks over his options. The Coyotes carrying on in the defensive zone.
The boards are there to be used, and he does it with that pass.
Tucson's up the wing, controlling play now. Has it back deep. Shot down the ice, and again, they're going to have to be in a defensive posture here. The faceoff is right in front of their goaltender. Icing is called. They win the draw. At the point, big shot! Deflected off the blocker. Looking from the corner. Outstanding save with a glove.
What a glove save. He showed him the glove, and he took it away.
Just under 6 minutes to go. It seemed like a 3-goal lead was going to be enough. It's less enough now. That lead has dwindled to 2, and there's still a goalie pull possibility. Fires! Terrific challenge. Outstanding save.
don't get many better opportunities than that. Great save.
No luck getting through. Puck loose. Broke that play up and center. The Coyotes have it in the defensive zone.
Good, solid defensive play with the stick.
Snapped up by Tommy Hawk. Nice job, straight stand-up poke check. Has it in his own end. Looking to pan. The Barracudas have control of the puck in the defensive zone. And that's icing.
Bakersfield has scored 2 more in this last minute. 36 seconds left to go. A 5-1 lead, and the Condors on their way to a victory, but it may not mean anything if Tucson can close this one out with 1:27 left to go. Here in the third.
They won that faceoff. Can they clear it?
1 minute left.
San Jose's lugging it along in their own end. Puck lost, knocked to a knee. We are in the last minute. Good save there. The Barracudas have it in their own end. Decides to head for the corner. Makes that play deep. Referee over to the penalty box.
Tucson with the power play, and looks like they're about ready to close this one out. Meanwhile, Bakersfield has just beaten Stockton now 6-1 in that game. So that one is a final.
Coyotes up the wing, lug the puck. Moving it to Cam. Nicely into the zone. Puck is thrown to Mick. Trying to go to Pan. He's in on goal. Penalty call coming. Watch for his signal here. Dillon's going to the box, and the call is tripping. They win the draw. Let's see if it pays off. Cut that right away. Oh, here's a wrister.
And Tucson, with the victory, have clinched that final spot.
And it had a thrilling finish.
Pretty simple mindset.
And have given them that final place in the Western Pacific with that victory. Nice win by them in being able to do something here. We're going to give you a little bit of bonus coverage if we can with a little Syracuse and Rochester here as they're still playing in the third.
Stingers pickpocketed again. Syracuse moves well through the neutral zone. Using the point. Not through. Dawn, they've got a 2-on-1 here. Grabbed off by Reed.
Oh, shit, I heard you too late.
Gets it in a good place. Shoots one.
Good luck.
He knocked it off.
Good shot. Great shot.
This game is going to wind down and be close right to the final horn. Each team has tried to enforce their style of play on the other. It's just not happening.
Good idea. Great idea.
It's there. Squeezed for a whistle.
Good job, Feeney.
Fain's got another in a long list of face-off wins. Syracuse in their own end, controlling play now. One into another.
You're not going to see a better hit than that, Donkey. Laid the shoulder right through him.
Offside is called. Somebody got over anxious there. A face-off win. Let's see what develops. Looking for options through the neutral zone. Onside. Loose puck. There was no getting through. Good hand.
Little background on this in case you haven't seen it in the standings. Rochester has a 2-point lead on Syracuse. If Syracuse could win this game.
Gathered in by Cooling.
Okay.
They'll be tied for points, but Syracuse will have more wins and will be the second instead of the third seed. So these two teams are more than likely going to see each other in the playoffs in the first round. Actually playing for a position here.
Your side.
Pitching it to Fane. And he steps across the line. Blocked away.
Dump it.
Chip
Oh,
to Reed.
never mind.
Can't seem to find a play there, so he'll go back and reset.
He gets that pass ahead in stride.
A penalty has been called in the game.
Minute 17, they're calling a timeout.
Want to see what Binghamton did in their game.
That is us, yeah.
And so they beat Toronto.
No icing, and we got a minute 17.
They beat Toronto in the 10:30 game, 4-1.
We don't need any more goals.
So let's see, is Utica? Yeah, they've got all their games in. I'm sorry, Binghamton. So they've got all their games in.
I got you.
And they are, yeah, they will stay in fourth place. They're 2 points back of Syracuse, so it doesn't really matter here. And as you just see, Rochester tying this one up here very late in the third period. And if they can hold on to a tie here, even if they lost, Syracuse would not be able to catch up, being 2 points back. So Syracuse needs a goal now.
Nice job, straight stand-up poke check. Decides to skate it back toward his own end.
He's got that one. Let's see what happens. Carries it to the corner.
Right where the boards turn, he's got it. The Americans have control of the puck along the boards. He's got it. Snapping a pass to Stinger. Pass cut. Might go the other way now. A shot. Great glove save.
The hands are quicker than the glove.
Pull the goalie? Why not? We got third place anyway. If we don't.
Yeah, it's a smart call there by Mike Honcho, who's providing the feed here. Might be good to pull the goaltender. No point in keeping him in. If you lose the game, you're not going to lose your third place position. You need a goal to have a chance. You need a goal right now to win.
They won it. Now what can they do?
Good job, Rochester, second place. Way to be.
So that tie means that Syracuse will wind up in third. Rochester has clinched the second spot. And so this one could have been a situation. Syracuse in the almost the last minute of the game, giving up the lead. A victory there would have put them in second, would have given them home ice in that first round. And it's games like these and situations like this that don't seem like it's all that big of a deal. But we know what home ice means in these playoffs and setting lines and being able to match up. And when you can't do that for the majority of the games and you can't do it in the first two games, it can really be a problem. And so Syracuse is going to have to do it in the third slot, play Rochester, and hope that they can match this one up. Right now, they're just playing to play this out for the final points. Good finish up by Binghamton, going 6-3-1 in their last 10 games. Utica played well this week too, but just way too far behind. We all knew that.
Good, that's it.
Good reach there.
Back around. Yeah, beauty.
Roped in by Fane. Good
use of the stick, broke that pass up.
Skating with it now.
We'll keep on this OT. We're trying to get somebody from Tucson on to talk to us about their win and their push into the playoffs.
There it is.
We're going to see if we can get Mikey Ponzu on.
Fires! Oh, he had a great chance to shoot there, and he did, but it was answered by the glove.
Meanwhile, we'll keep watching this game at this point.
Maine's got another face-off win. Important. Syracuse in their own end controlling the play. Oh, bad giveaway there. And he picks it up. Working hard up the boards. Good solid defensive play there. Intercepted pass. Could be trouble near the line.
Shoot.
Backhander to the net. Terrific shot, but a save. Gains the blue line. That puck's loose, mishandled. The roadblock helped. Gets behind the net. Does he have anybody in front? Oh, how can they miss that pass? Oh, a save. What a save! Over 7 minutes have been skated here in overtime. We've seen a lot of offense so far, some of it successful. 3-3. Looking for options up the wing. He knifed it away. It is a penalty call, and this could be huge in this game.
We're good. We're straight.
Syracuse gets a tripping minor. The Americans go on the power play again. They have been
I
deadly on the power play thus far, but this one is the biggest of the night. Moved along and in. A penalty has been called at a critical point in the game, and the power play unit comes out. Poulin's going to the box. A player hit the ice, and the call on them is tripping. Beat him on that one. Perfect tip by the stick. Trying to go to Hall. And it's cleared out of there. The Americans, through the neutral zone, have possession. Fires! Outstanding point-blank save.
You want to score goals, you have to go to this area. You got to find a way to put it in the net.
Stay tuned. We're going to have Mikey from Tucson on here in a minute as he's getting set up to talk to us. We'll talk to him about his team making the playoffs tonight with victories against Dallas and San Jose. Meanwhile, we'll keep watching this overtime right now. This looks like it might be a good first-round matchup, too. Rochester played well the second half of the season. Got onto a losing streak, though. They played better of late. Not a lot better, but better. Hitting a losing streak late in the season, not the thing you want to do going into the playoffs, but we'll see how they recover.
Try to drag that line with him. I'll dump it.
Neutral zone face-off one. Possession established here. Outstanding play. The Americans starting back in their own end. Pass attempt to Keeler. Cut down on that rush. He gains the zone. Waffle boy. Keeler's carrying it back in his own end, hoping for neutral ice. And they are in. Very important time to have a minor penalty call, and so special teams become important. Poulin's going to the box. It's a tripping minor. A power play has confidence when it has struck. This one has, but at this point in the game, it needs to do it again. Cleared back along and out of harm's way. And it's a good pickup. Moving it to Stinger. Up the wing skating with it now.
All right.
knocked loose, now picked up. Can't get a shot on. Into the attacking end. That's a good pad save.
No.
And just like that, Rochester able to take this win and finish out Syracuse. A good attempt by them to do something with this game and stay in it. Good try by the Crunch to possibly move up in the playoffs, but not able to do it in this game. And you see the overtime goal there for the loss. We're going to bring on Mikey here in a second as soon as I get him on the line and talk to him a little bit about his games tonight and his team and how they fared and what they plan on doing in this first round. Mikey, how you doing, buddy?
Pretty good. How about you, man?
Good. So, again, you never want to, I mean, it's exciting for everybody else to watch, but when you're playing these games, you never want to have to come down to the final night of the season to find out whether or not you're going to make the playoffs. But your guys, wins against Dallas and against San Jose in your own division get you there in the playoffs. And congratulations on making that final spot.
Yeah, thank you, man. Well, I think, everybody's a little nervous, taking a breath now, but you're getting dialed in, and we're going against the Rain, so it's going to be a tough matchup there. So. Yeah,
talking to J-Ro a little bit earlier, and he certainly knows and stated that, he no matter who he plays, we were talking about Bakersfield, yourself, and San Diego, and who they might go up against, and he's been pretty confident that this Western Pacific doesn't get enough credit, and that all three of you teams are formidable to have to deal with. But let's talk to you about the Ontario side. You get into the playoffs today, but now you realize you have to face Ontario. Obviously, you're going to have to think about a few different things that you want to do strategy-wise. But what can you tell me about the Rain that you found out about them this season that are their strengths and something that you're going to have to figure out in order to beat these guys?
Well, just watching their games tonight, I realized, especially against the Condors, which is a team that matches right up with us, they've fought pretty hard with us all season long, and finally were able to pass them in the last week. But I think we got to stop the cycle. That's a pretty big thing that they use. They use the boards a lot. They like the half-board play. I've seen that a lot from them. So if we can just we can stop that, play our own game, play our defensive game that we've been playing all year, other than the first 2 weeks of the season, I think we'll be pretty good to go for them. They also like to put up some goals. Obviously, that comes with the cycle, and they're a good defensive team. I think they're all around a pretty high up team. That's why they're first, and that's why they've been there practically the entire season.
And, certainly you went up against San Jose tonight. We talked a little bit about them earlier. They certainly had a better first half. They haven't played bad second half, but they don't seem to be quite the same team they were early on. They look like they could be a second, maybe first-place team. They've been struggling a bit. 6-4 in the last 10. Not horrible, but not great. And San Antonio seems to be one of the hotter teams, too. It's been a struggle in that Western Pacific. Maybe some of the best competition that we've seen in a division. You have 6 or 7 teams, and even Texas was in there for a while. That's got to put a lot of pressure on a GM, knowing that just about everybody in your division, it can cause you trouble anytime you play them.
100%, yeah, man. Especially when we have to go off to the other side of the West a lot and play against them quite a bit more than any other team. And then also you got the Barracuda, you got the Gulls. The Gulls aren't a bad team either. They were putting it on at the end of the season. They unfortunately couldn't catch up. Well, for our benefit, couldn't catch up. And the Barracuda, they've been a good squad for the last 2 seasons. I mean, you got Sakic and Robo there as the GM and AGM. They're good guys. And you got Rolla Backwoods. He's an amazing player. I had him for a season myself, and we played him on defense. Don't know why we did that. He's a solid forward. And yeah, you got to go up against these teams. You got to go up against the Ontario Reign every so often. You got to go up against the Rampage, which, in my opinion, I think the Rampage are the first place team in our division. I think they've been the toughest for us. I don't know for other teams, but I think they're going to be somebody to watch out for. And Bakersfield is going to have a tough matchup. Or sorry, not Bakersfield. The Barracuda are going to have a tough matchup with the Rampage. And I think if anybody can do it, it's the Barracuda. I think it's a new season, right? Playoffs start everything. It's refreshed on Sunday, so pretty excited for it. But definitely tough division. Makes it difficult and stressful for us trying to make our line match the lines correctly, and the whole team has just been faring pretty well to it. And the adversity, I think, got them a little pumped up. We had a good last 3 weeks of the season. I mean, this week wasn't too great for us, but we were able to hold on as we were playing the other side of the West. And yeah, we're just pretty stoked about it, and we're happy to be in a tough division like this. It makes it for better hockey.
Last week on our show, I talked a little bit about two of your players who played in the early game tonight, Tommy and Hockey Girl. I played with them in Hershey back in the first couple of seasons of this league, and they have some really good chemistry with each other. Talk to me about what having them and their line has meant to your team overall.
Reliable for sure. I mean, we were able to, on day one when Zero and I got the GM and AGM spots, our first goal was to re-sign Tommy and Hockey Girl, and we were able to do that. Well, Tommy actually was on a multi-year deal, but Hockey Girl, we had to issue another contract, and she accepted it. Their chemistry is something you don't really get too often. I think they've been with each other now for 4 seasons. I know last season for sure with Tucson. And, they're kind of that veteran presence on the Roadrunners, and you need that, right? You need those AHL guys that are able to kind of mentor the people that are coming from the CHL. I mean, Zero and I both came from the CHL last year on Sarnia. And even though we made it to the Memorial Cup and everything like that, you still don't have that AHL grit hockey until you get here. So having guys like that on the team really helped bring a lot of people into focus after the first 3 weeks of the season were quite embarrassing. You get that bad start, and then guys like that are the ones who just want to keep going all along. And they've been great for us. They're always locker room presences. And I mean, Kate doesn't talk much as Hockey Girl, but but Tommy's a pretty big locker room presence and always gets it on there. They're a great duo. It's nice for the team.
Tommy makes that up, so that's usually not an issue.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, listen, best of luck to you. Congrats on getting in the playoffs tonight, and good luck against Ontario coming next week.
Yeah, sounds good, man. Thank you.
All right, thanks a lot. Mikey there helping us out tonight, and with the post-game interview, and good luck to his team and the Tucson Roadrunners, and congrats to them for making it into the playoffs. And again, Tucson just getting in there, a couple of wins tonight, and they are the 4th place team in the Western Pacific. And so we will talk more about these teams, about all the teams that have made the playoffs, and about what's coming up with each matchup next week. Again, the show on Sunday, 2 p.m. Eastern Time. As usual, this Sunday, we will be talking everything that has to do with the playoffs, and we will talk a little bit about the whole Josh Gordon thing, and give you guys a chance to respond on that and get some thoughts and ideas in on it. And I know a lot of people were talking today. We'll give you a chance to get some comments in a little bit later on in the show on Sunday and get that out. And then we can move on to playoff hockey, I'm hoping, at that point. We'll see how helpful people are going to be, whether or not they're actually going to move past this. We know this league, they are not easy as far as giving up on things. But we got playoff hockey coming up. Hopefully you'll all be joining us and you'll be part of the action. If you're not playing these games, tune into our shows. We're going to be covering games live on Monday, Tuesday, and if there's a Game 7 again on Wednesday. And we'll be doing that every week of the playoffs, as I said earlier. So stay tuned for that. Stay tuned for the Sunday shows coming up. We will see you the next time on air here on LeagueGaming.com and the YouTube channel. You'll be watching PSN Hockey and the show on Sunday afternoon at 2 p.m. right here on the YouTube channel. T-Sib saying so long. Glad you were able to join us here on the AHL PSN live looking. Have a good night, everyone.